Hi friends, get ready to be dazzled by all we have in store for you on today's show. To start, I'm previewing Cirque du Soleil's newest show, Songblazers, that's premiering right here in Nashville. Next, I'm catching up with CAIN backstage after their KLove Award Show performance to hear what's new for this sibling trio. Then I'll talk with CEO of Uncle Nearest and best-selling author Fawn Weaver to hear about the record she's setting with her latest book, Love and Whiskey. Finally, I'm uncovering all the birthday freebies and deals around town so you don't have to. So put on your party shoes and your best attitude because this is the Sami Cone Show.
From the News Channel 5 Network, this is the Sami Cone Show.
As a huge Cirque du Soleil fan, I could not be more excited to welcome our next guest who's going to tell us all about their newest show premiering here in Nashville, Songblazers. Laura Ann Chong, welcome to the Sami Cone Show.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, absolutely. So Songblazers is Cirque's newest show that is not only premiering here in Nashville, it's all about country music. Why was this setting chosen and why Nashville?
Well, obviously Nashville is the capital of country music, right? We had to do it here.
Right.
So it is the first time that Cirque is venturing into country music. We have an amazing collaboration with Universal Music Group Nashville. And of course, our show's anthem, we had an original song made by Sam Williams, who is the grandson of who, you know, Hank Williams, of course. So it just made so much sense, and we're really excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the musical component. We are Music City, after all, but there is the, you know, the iconic country music that we love and some modern popular songs that are woven into the show. We're so used to Cirque doing original music. Do we expect that as well, or what's the interplay like?
Totally. So there's, throughout the entire show, there's over 35 songs that are going to be people know some of the legendary icon, you know, Red Solo Cup, Man, I Feel Like a Woman, things like that. But we also have songs that go all the way back to the beginnings. 1867, I think, is the earliest, the oldest song, and then all the way up to, again, Sam's song that he released this year for Songblazers.
Yeah, it's so cool. I've gotten a little sneak peek of it, and I mean, it's all the iconic aerial acts and acrobatic acts, so we still get that same Cirque majesty. If someone's never seen a Cirque du Soleil show before, what can they expect from just the performance element of it?
Oh, it's such a great marriage between country and Cirque. And I think the reason is because in Cirque du Soleil, one of the main things is about storytelling, right? It's not necessarily just your traditional circus. It's all about the theatrics and the entertainment as a whole. And country music as well. Every song has a story to tell, right? And so blending those two genres together, it just works so perfectly. And our director, Amy Tinkham, of course, she's amazing. She wrote this show. She knows exactly how, she saw how those two entities could come together. And so Songblazers is just kind of that baby of it all, and it's so magical.
Yeah, I think Cirque du Soleil brings together these performers from all over the world because it's so many different talents that you need. What was it like to try to find the right performers, especially musicians, to fill those main character roles? Because there's a couple, right?
Absolutely.
So to this show.
Songblazers is unique for Cirque du Soleil, not only because of, you know, the theme we just talked about, but we actually highlight more musicians and vocalists in Songblazers than in any other Cirque du Soleil show in terms of like the ratio of the cast. So there's actually 13 musicians within our cast. And then our partner, or our collaboration with Universal, you know, they actually held the auditions to find the musicians here in Nashville. So that happened, I believe, in December last year. And so that was really important for us too, to make sure that we weren't just coming in and trying to do something that we didn't have, you know, the right expertise in. So that's why that collaboration is so important with UMG Nashville.
Yeah, well, it shows, it's evident in the caliber of performer that there is. Now, obviously, it's coming here, it's premiering at TPAC.
Yes.
Is it staying in Nashville? Is it traveling? Will people be able to experience it outside of Nashville?
So that's another fun thing about Songblazers. This is the first time that Cirque du Soleil is going to be touring in theaters. So we are here in Nashville until the 28th at TPAC. And then after that, we are going all over the States. So we're hitting up Texas. Later on, we're going to, you know, New Orleans and Baltimore and Columbus and just all these amazing places. So it's really fun because we're going to be able to hit a lot of new cities cities that sometimes, you know, our big tops can't necessarily find a location to set up the big top in. And of course, like creating a show for the theaters is a whole new game changer.
Yeah, I'm curious as someone that's performed, how do you describe Cirque du Soleil versus what someone might think of as the circus?
Yes.
In your words, what sets it apart?
It is so magical. You really like as a performer, it is such a cool experience because, you know, when I was an artist, I had a lot of people would ask me, what's your favorite city to perform in, or things like that. And to me, it wasn't necessarily about the location. It was always about the people. As a performer on stage, you pull so much draw from the audience and from the people that come to watch the show. And so you're giving so much every performance, but you're also taking so much. And I think each city has a different entity and a different you know, just magic in the theater, the arena, the big top, whatever it is. Yeah. And so, yeah, I just think it's always like 2 hours where you can really escape from your reality. Whatever that may be, whatever the perspective is that you go into that show, people always come out and, you know, they're just so thankful and grateful. And I think it's whether you're in the audience or whether you're on stage, you have that you know, that gratitude.
That's awesome. Really quick, do you have a favorite act we should look out for?
Oh, you know, I actually really love our juggling act.
Okay.
Because, of course, everyone, you know, they've tried to juggle all the time, but our juggler does it with some red solo cups.
I saw that. Well, Lorianne Chung, thank you for joining us. You can get your tickets at cirquedusoleil.com/Songblazers at TPAC through the end of July. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Sammy.
Absolutely. Sami Cone here with CAIN. I did not get the outfit memo. I feel like normally I'm ready with you guys. Why did I not get the call today?
Okay, well, we got some texture. If yours was blue, it would be the tie-dye. We also keep red dye if you want me to just take you to the back real quick.
We'll be right back. Okay.
My fingernails, it looks like I have jaundice. I've just been tie-dyeing. And no, not with my daughters or family or anything, just in my yard alone.
Just by yourself.
Because I'm an adult and I wear tie-dye for work.
And how many of us can say that? I was getting the lowdown from T. Can I call you T? I mean, I heard T. Yeah. So you're the prompt one. We have the charming one and the funny one. Would you guys agree with that? I mean, she was here first, so she is.
Thank you so much. Honestly, funny one, like you could have gone with like prompt and late, and you changed it to positive. So I appreciate that. Yeah.
Apparently, my Enneagram type is called the Charmer. So there you go. You really nailed it. And I don't know if that's good.
Wow, this is going a whole different here. Okay.
But my goal was like, you could do an interview with one of us, but it's just better when it's the three. Because you get everything is represented, you know?
Well, we've said this before, but just like, you know, three voices in harmony is one. We don't have a lead singer. We all sing, and we really kind of are 1/3 of an artist. Each of us, when we're together, it's like the Power Rangers thing where we combine and we round each other out. Just 1, 2, 3. Like this was pre-show. That's what we used to do.
That was excellent.
Back when we were young.
Now they're so old.
Now we just say, like,
cool. I don't even have to ask questions now. I just get to hear you guys talk. This is this is great. My one question that I did want to ask you guys is that you have this natural family talent. How do you elevate each other? Because I feel like you could just do what you've probably done your whole lives, and you do it so well. Is that a blessing or is that a challenge? Because to do what you do on stage every night, I feel like you have to take it to the next level. And are you able to say that to each other? How does that work?
Great question.
I think Taylor has a really strong like sense of pitch, and I feel like that used to be something that I would get offended. Like if she like say something sharp or flat, and then now because of that, I feel like I'm able to pick up on more of like when things aren't quite right. And I do think too, if you take a little bit of time off, like if I take a weekend off, then I'll just text you guys so much of like I've been thinking about this, and I've been, you know, so there is something that's very fun about now knowing that anything is possible if you really put in the effort. It's fun to just daydream and be like, okay, what's something that would be cool for us to do? It's been cool to see it happen.
Is this you hear it here first?
Yeah. I actually we stumbled on a group that was singing harmony, and I feel like you've even shown me some people, and the way that they're doing it, it's different and it's unnatural for us because we kind of have like, this is our family thing, that's how we lock in. So I want to challenge us for like maybe a live show or something where we create
a new harmony part where we build and change some things, and maybe even do an a cappella thing where there's no band, but it's just like, all right, this is what we sound like. And so it's going to take some time, but I think we're up for the challenge, and that'll be cool.
Just come check that out whenever that happens.
I hear you saying you need a fourth
There's
member.
something that we normally do. Let's not do that. Let's do something way
I want
harder.
to challenge
and
us to be
different.
worse in public, and I think this is true of anybody that's watching this. Is like there is a discomfort that accompanies growth. Always.
Yeah.
There will always be discomfort before growth. There's an element of what we do that we settle into very naturally, and then any time that I have found that we have elevated or made each other better, there's always some tension, there's always some strife, and so we have to be very, very intentional. That's the part of it that we're 5 years into it now. First stretch of being a signed artist, and you felt like, wow, like this is the promised land. Like God, you've led us through all this to bring us here. That is where the work began. Now we're in a place where God was saying to us, like, these are my people, and I'm not expecting less than excellence from you now. I felt like we really tried to kick it into gear and not just jump into 3-part harmony and what we've always done. We tried to challenge ourselves. And so, yeah, I mean, thanks for asking. I think that's what we hope. Iron sharpens iron by striking against one another. We hate discomfort. We hate being out of our comfort zone, but it is always good for us.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
So I hear you saying you're doing it.
The great singer of the three of us. So she's like, I have a challenge for 2 of the 3 of us to see if you wanted to sing different.
We were on family vacation, and you and me were in the little
Trying to
hallway
come up
just
with some
trying to.
dissonant harmony.
We were just doing, and we would take turns singing the melody so we could test out the harmony. And so I feel like even when we don't have this for a job, we're gonna be goofing off with stuff like this.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
From homeless teen to building the first spirit conglomerate founded by a woman or person of color, Fawn Weaver is disrupting the industry in the best way possible. And now with her latest book, Love and Whiskey, she can add Guinness World Record holder to your accolades. Welcome, Fawn Weaver.
Thank you. And 2-time New York Times bestselling author.
Tell it all.
Yeah.
Tell it all.
Yeah.
This is incredible. I mean, can you just talk to us a little bit about everything that went into Love and Whiskey? I mean, you had years of research and tell us all
8
about
years.
it. Oh my
8
gosh.
years. More than 30 historians, archivists, archaeologists, genealogists, conservators. We pulled thousands of documents from 6 different states. I brought together the branches of Nearest Green's family, many that didn't know each other, in order to be able to piece together this story of Nearest Green.
I was wondering, in addition to it being a gift to us and really to the world, I have to imagine it was a gift to the family too, because were they aware of
a lot
of this?
The only thing they knew for sure is that their ancestor made the whiskey for Jack Daniel. That's all they knew. All these other elements, and so almost every descendant that I know has already read it like 2 or 3 times because it's their own history.
It's their story.
And it's exciting to them. It's exciting to me. It's gone out into the world. This is the 2nd week in a row. It's on the New York Times, and it's #1 in all the bookstores and the airports, and the reviews have just been nonstop where people get it. In part, it's a love letter to Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Yeah.
It is such an amazing community that brought me in and helped me to piece together this story. So many of our Southern stories, people run from them. And Lynchburg knew what the story they had to tell. They could be very proud of it, and they were.
You're doing something really special for Tennessee, but tell us about the man behind it, because his story needs to be told.
Yeah, Nearest Green, the first known African-American master distiller. And the only thing that distinguishes Tennessee whiskey from Kentucky bourbon is the Lincoln County process, that taking a bourbon distillate, running it through sugar maple charcoal before it goes into the barrel. Well, that's the process that Nearest Green helped perfect. It's the process that he taught Jack Daniel. It's the only reason we still talk about the process to this day, because Tennessee whiskey is bourbon. So if it weren't for Jack's family fighting to call it Tennessee whiskey, the whole world would simply call it bourbon. That's what it is by legal definition. But we get to have Tennessee whiskey with this extra process that Jack's family is actually the ones who identified it came in with the enslaved people.
Incredible.
So for me, for my heritage, it means a great deal that we had so much to do with Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah, and now you have Nearest Green Distillery that people can visit.
Yes, indeed.
Is it the longest bar?
So, yeah, it is now the 7th most visited distillery in the world. Not just whiskey distillery, but all distilleries. And there's tens of thousands of distilleries in the world. It is the 7th most visited distillery in the world. We'll have about 350,000 people there this year. Wow. And yes, we are home to the Guinness World Record, world's longest bar. And yeah, it runs about the length of a quarter of a football field.
What led you to do this? I mean, goodness,
listen,
girl.
I had to pull people out of Nashville. Do you know how many things? I'm leaving here and going to friends in low places. Do you know how many things people have the opportunity to do here?
Right.
Are you kidding me? Garth has a bar?
I know.
Get out of here. I want to be there every day. And so I had to give people a reason to leave Garth's bar.
Oh my gosh.
And to come an hour south to Shelbyville, Tennessee. So it's 458 beautiful acres, and it's so much more than a distillery experience. People really get there, and they see people from every background, every walk of life. And it's really wonderful because in America right now, where you talk about and hear so much about division, then you walk on the grounds of Nearest Green Distillery, and I don't care what your politics are, I don't care what your background, who raised you, I don't care about any of that. Love, honor, and respect. That is those are the three pillars that we built those grounds on, and you could feel it when you come.
Yeah, and if you take anything away from this today, I want you to hear, do not bet against Fawn Weaver. When this woman sets a goal,
Forget it.
Can you take me back?
Done.
I can't let you go without asking, like, 29-year-old Fawn Weaver, because we know the homeless teen and now over $1 billion company. But what was it in that in-between period that made you believe I can do something no one else has done before?
I don't know about 29. I don't even really fully remember 29. Like, it's, you know, right now I'm about to be 48, right? So I don't even remember the in-between. What I will say is when I was 20 years old, I made the decision that I was going to live this life full of purpose, that I wasn't going to concern myself with what other people thought. I was going to figure out why am I here, and I was going to live that out with absolute reckless abandon. And so a lot of people, they're concerned about what other people think of them. I'm not one of those people. And so I get to just move through life and do what I think is best. I mean, everybody thought I was crazy when I was going to build this distillery. I mean, absolutely nuts. We weren't even 18 months old when I announced that we had bought all this land and we were converting this Tennessee walking horse farm into a distillery. People thought we were crazy. But I will tell you, it was the smartest decision that we've ever made, because now people come down there. Now we have the book. Right. So now people get to learn about Uncle Nearest and the brand and everything through the book. But before this, the place where we were able to tell the story, two places. The bartenders would tell the story as they served Uncle Nearest, and then we, as tour guides and team members down at Nearest Green Distillery, we got to tell the story.
It's beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Please pick up a copy of Love and Whiskey. I cannot recommend it highly enough. Of course, go visit Nearest Green Distillery in Shelbyville, Tennessee. Fawn Weaver, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for
Congratulations on everything.
Thank you for having me, Sammy. I appreciate you.
Oh, my pleasure. You know, I love a good freebie as much as anyone, and birthdays are the perfect time to get so many freebies and deals. My birthday's in July, my daughter's birthday's in July, so I've done all the hard work so you don't have to find the best deals and freebies for your birthday and for your family too. So let's start. Let me tell you what you need to do first before I get to all these food freebies here. You need to sign up either on the email list or the app of the organization, the restaurant, the store that you want to take advantage of, because that's how you're going to be able to claim your deal. Now, you can sometimes do it for a different month and take advantage of it for the whole month, but just know you don't always have to do it on your birthday, because you're going to be eating a lot of food if you try to do that, right? So let's start with the food deals here. You're seeing places like the Cheesecake Factory, Panera, Buffalo Wild Wings. All of these places offer free items on your birthday or in your birthday month. We're talking everything from a pizza to a dessert, a slice of cheesecake, free wings, and especially if you have kids, you're going to want to do this with them as well. You don't have to put their exact birthday in, but you're going to get a lot of free kids meals like at Sonic, even places like Waffle House. You would be surprised how many places have freebies on birthdays. Now, you're going to want to take note of our Cold Stone dish here, because there's a lot of ice cream deals. So places like Cold Stone or Baskin Robbins are going to give you free ice cream on your birthday, or even places like Starbucks. Who doesn't love a free Starbucks? When you sign up for their app or register your rewards card, you're going to get a free item of your choice, and that may be the one that is actually on your birthday. So You may have to visit Starbucks on your birthday. I know, a real hardship, I'm sure. Okay, so in addition to some of these food items here, I don't want you to forget places like the grocery store. You're going to see we've got the Fresh Market that gives you a free slice of cake on your birthday. Also, if you go places like Publix and register for their rewards, their Publix deals, you can get either a free cake or some free ice cream on your birthday. So don't overlook those grocery stores either. Now, beauty freebies are some of my favorites. So some of your favorite places to shop, like an Ulta, a Sephora, a MAC, you're gonna see a lot of deals. Now, places like Sephora is gonna let you choose some of your items that you wanna have. A lot of these are gonna be kind of like more of a travel size item, and I love throwing these in my makeup bag for my purse or my suitcase for when I travel. You also have Aveda with the oils here. MAC has a lipstick that you can choose. There's a lot of different options that you have to choose from, and it's always fun to get to select those. Okay, so we've got those. Now, speaking of makeup too, CVS is another place where I register, and sometimes you get a free item like free nail polish. So that's kind of working our way down towards these store freebies that you see here. So again, even when you think of just your basic drugstores, don't overlook signing up for those notifications. Finally, we've got our shopping deals. So places like Nike, Best Buy, even some upper end stores like Lilly Pulitzer are going to give you anywhere from 15 to 25% off some of your shopping deals. So if you've got a big purchase, especially back to school, if your birthday's now, this is a good way to get some extra savings on top of those. Places like DSW are going to give you $5 towards your purchase, or Vera Bradley, you might get something fun like these pins right here. So they're just little fun freebies. Sometimes it's something that you might want to re-gift to someone else as well if it's not something you need, but it's always just a little happy. Or one of my favorites I have to mention is Kendra Scott. You know, I love going over to visit them at the Hill Center in Green Hills. You can actually get 50% off one item of their fashion jewelry during the month of your birthday. And this includes even your kids. If you bring in their birth certificate, you can get 50% off one item. So there's a ton of deals to be had. Of course, I can't list them all here, but you can go to samicone.com to get that full list of freebies and deals, and then you can kind of plan your shopping out accordingly. So make sure you take advantage of this. Do it for your whole family. I know sometimes kids and teens don't always keep track of all those things that are coming up, but let me tell you, it's worth it, because then it helps you plan your birthday accordingly, helps you plan some fun things for them throughout the month, and then you're not just having to focus on the party and then be done. Well, it's been a party today. I've had so much fun talking to all of my guests. I really encourage you to check out Fawn's newest book, Love and Whiskey. Go see Cirque du Soleil Songblazers at Tennessee Performing Arts Center, and of course, we're going to be cheering on Team USA in the Olympics coming up. I hope you have a great day. Make sure you make it great, and do not wait to tell someone you love how you feel about them. Bye, friends.